Warning, the following contains all-around confusion. But there's a nice heartfelt wish for a happy weekend at the end. That counts for something, right? Right? Hi, you're watching GibdeSpeak, and I am the Gibde. Well, it's a Saturday night. My friend Tuxie isn't responding to me on Facebook. My boyfriend's out with the boys and a couple girls who are part of his group, his group of friends, before I met him, and he's not responding to my text messages. So, what the heck? I have nothing better to do. Let's record the next few chapters. Chapter 23. Author's note. Die Hut da folk up bitches! Exclamation point 1. Or just jealous, cause I got 10,000 reviews. 1. How she did that, I don't know. Thanks to Raven for the help in telling me about the books, spelt B-O-O-X. This girl's obviously never read a book. Girloo roke, let's go shopping together. The door opened and Professor Rumbridge and Cornelia Fudge stomped out angrily. Then Dumbledum and Rumbridge sawed us. Mr. Way, what the beep are you doing? Rumbridge shouted angrily. Dumbledore blared at her. Why does she keep giving random characters sex changes? That's what I want to know. First it was Cornelia Fudge, then it was Mr. Norris, then it was Harry. Now it's she's given her own character a sex change. Oops, she made a mistake. He corrupted her. She means, hi, everybody, come in. That's disgusting. It's spelled the wrong way. Well, we all came in angrily. Why you are angry, I don't know. So did all the other students. Wow, that's going to be a really tightly packed office if the whole entire student body of Hogwarts is in it. I sat between Darkness and Draco and opposite Bloody Mary. Crabbe, and still spelt wrong, and Goyle started to make some morbid jokes. They both looked exactly like Villa Voyo. I don't know who that is. I ate, as in the number 8, some Count Chocula and drank Psalm blood from a cup, which I guess just happens to be handy in the office. Then I heard someone shooting angrily. I looked behind me. It was ... Vampire. He and Draco were shooting at each other. Vampire Draco, WTF? I asked. You fucking bastard, yelled Draco at Vampire. I want to shit next to her. 1. Whoa, guys. Leave it in the bathroom. I don't think Dumbledore wants you pooping all over his upholstery. No, I do, shouted. Period. We don't know, who said that. No, she doesn't fucking like you, you son of a bitch, yelled Draco. No, fuck you, motherfucker, she laves me, not you, shouted Vampire. And then, ... he jumped on Draco. No, not in dat way, you perv. 'Cause when two guys are having a fight and they jump on each other, generally, they start having sex. I mean, like, that's just kind of what your mind first goes to, right? They started to fight and beat up each other. Dumbledore yelled at them, but they didn't stop. All of a sudden, ... a terrible man with red eyes and no nose flew in on his broomstick. He had no nose and was wearing a grey robe. All the glass in the window he flew through fell apart. Brittany, that fucking prep, started to cry. Vampire and Draco stopped fighting. ... I stopped eating. ... Everyone gasped. Why have all those dots there, and why point out the fact that you stopped eating? The room fell silent. ... Voldemort. And give her credit, it's the first time that she's ever spelled it wrong that way. Ebobby. ... Ebony. ... Darth Vader. What? I did not know this was a Star Trek Harry Potter crossover. What the heck is Darth Vader doing there? Said evilly in his raspy voice, Thou have failed your mission. Now I shall kill thou, and I shall kill Vampire as well. If thou dost not kill him before, then I shall kill Draco too. Okay. So I guess Darth Vader as well has a bit of a problem with Vampire. Pools, don't make me kill him, Pools, I begged. No, he laughed crudely. Kill him, or I shall kill him anyway. Then he flew away cackling. Why didn't you just do it then? Come on, Darth Vader, get it together. I bust into tears. Draco and Vampire came to contort me. Because that's what I want to have done to me when I'm crying. Just have someone come and bend my leg up behind my head. Suddenly, my eyes rolled up so they looked all cool and gothic. I had a vision where I saw some lightning flash and then Voldemort coming to kill Draco while Draco slit his wrists in a depressed way. No! I screamed sexily. Oh, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. No! I screamed sexily. Suddenly, I locked up and stopped having the vision. Ebony, are you all right? Asked Draco in a worried voice. Yeah, I said sadly as I got up. Everything's all right, Anabi, said Vampire, all sensitive. No, it's not, I shouted angrily. Tears of blood went down my face. OMFG, what if I'm getting possessed like in Da Ring 2? It's okay, girl, said Bloody Mary, because, if you're being possessed, totally okay. I mean, it's just a phase, right? Maybe you should ask Professor Sinister about what the visions mean, though. Okay, Bick, I said sadly, and then we went. Okay, that's kind of confusing in and of itself, because I don't think she's ever mentioned Professor Sinister before this point. In fact, I'm almost sure of it. And when I'm sad, I call all of my friends Bick. I mean, normal people would call them bitch, and actually normal people wouldn't swear at their friends at all when they're upset. I mean, crying, upset because for some reason they think they're being possessed, like in Da Ring 2. But I don't know. Ebony is special. Chapter 24. Author's note. Preps, stop flaming the story. Just jealous, so fook okay, go to hell 1-1. Ravenfangs for die help. Well, we had deviation next, so I got to ask Professor Trevelry about the visions. Who's Professor Trevelry? We never find out. Konnichiwa, everybody, come in, said Professor Sinister in Japanese. She smelled at me with her gothic black lipstick. She's the coolest fucking teacher ever. She had long, dead black hair with blood-red tips and red eyes. Her mom was a vampire. Okay, come on! Enough with the vampire. Why is she Japanese? Why is there a gothic teacher in Hogwarts? She's also half Japanese, so she speaks it and everything. She and Bloody Murray get along great. As in, like a sewer grate. She's really young for a teacher. Ah, that explains why she's allowed to be gothic, right? Today, she was wearing a black leather top with red lace and a long gothic black ripped dress. Shut up about the costumes. I'm going to punch you in the face. We went inside the black classroom with pastors of Emily the Strong. I erased my hand. I was wearing some black nail polish. Polish, I'm sorry, it's capitalized, therefore, it's the proper noun, which would be the country, Polish. Or the country's citizens, Polish. It's late. With red pentagrams on it. What is it, Ebony? She asked. Hey, I love your nail polish. Where'd you get it, Hot Topic? Yeah, I answered. All the preps who didn't know what HT was gave me weird looks. I gave them the middle finger. Okay. I don't necessarily shop at Hot Topic. I don't necessarily get my clothes there or any of my accessories there. I do have a couple Gurr shirts from Hot Topic because I love Gurr. But, come on. I have never met a person who has never even heard of Hot Topic. This is ridiculous. It's not an exclusively gothic store. Well, I have to talk to you about some things. When do you want to do it? How about now, she asked. Okay, I said. Okay, class fucking dismissed, everyone, Professor Trevelry said, and she let everyone go. Except you, Brittany. She pointed at Brittany and some other preps. Please do exorcise, get it, 1 on page 3. Exorcise is spelled as in exorcism, and not exercise as in, like, an exercise in a textbook. Like a practice problem. Also, I want to know why Professor Trevelry and Professor Sinister seem to be the same person with different names. Okay, I'm having lots of visions, I said in a worried voice. So, I'm so worried Draco is going to die. Which is not in quotes, so what you gonna do? Well, she gave me a black crystal ball to lock in. I looked at it. What do you see? She asked. I said I see a black Gothic skull and a pentagram. You didn't say that, actually, so stop yelling at her. Suddenly there was a knock at the door. I looked at it. It was Draco. So she just knew who was on the other side of the door by looking at it, but that doesn't surprise me, because in the last episode, she was able to see who was standing around her coffin without opening her eyes. He was looking really sexy, wearing a black leather facet, a black Gothic Linkin Park t-shirt, and Blake Congress shoes. Apparently Congress is coming out with some shoes. Yeah, I guess the Republicans and the Democrats have settled their differences in, what kind of footwear is appropriate. Okay, now you can go. See ya, cunt, said Professor Sinister. Bye, bitch, I said, waving, because you can totally get away with that at a school, right? Right. I went to Draco, and Vampire was sitting next to him. We both followed Draco, and I was so exhibited. Alright, chapter 25 is really short, so I'll go ahead and read it. Author's note. Stop flaming, okay? If you do not, then I'll tell Justin to bet you up 1111. Justin is Tara's boyfriend, by the way, who I pity immensely. I'll tell all the nerds to put virtues in your computer 111111111111. I think she means I'll tell the nerds to put viruses in your computer. Fook, ooh, 1. Raven Fangs for to help 1. I was so excited. I followed Draco, wondering if we were going to do it again. That's exactly what I think when I'm around my boyfriend. Isn't that right, ladies? This chick, I don't know. We went outside, and then we went into Draco's black car. Ebony, what the fuck did Professor Trevelry say? Whispered Draco, potting his Gothic wit hand with black nail polish on mine. She said she would tell me what the visions meant tomorrow, I grumbled in a sexy voice. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't read that right. She said she would tell me what the visions meant tomorrow, I grumbled in a sexy voice. He took out a heroin cabaret and spiked it. Okay, so he took out a bottle of wine that was laced with a drug and put more alcohol in it. Okay, and gave it to me to spork. Okay, so they have a bottle full of wine, more alcohol, and heroin, and she's going to drink it with a spork. That is the most confusing addiction that I've ever heard of. He started to fly the car into a tree. Well, you know, when you're sporking heroin cabaret that is spiked, it's not surprising that you fly your flying car into a tree instead of landing it safely on the ground if you were, like you would if you were sober. Okay, we went to the top of it. Draco put on some MCR. And all the things that you never ever told me, and all the smiles that are ever gonna haunt me, sang Gerard's sexy voice. I've never heard MCR, so I can't do an impression. We started tiling off each other's clothes fervently. He took of my Blake thong and my black leather bar. I took of his black boxers. Then, ... he put his throbbing, you-know-what, in my tool sexily. I'm telling you, this girl can just write the classiest, most romantic love scenes. It really gives me the impression that Draco and Ebony are in love instead of just lusting after each other like two horny gothic people that aren't really that gothic. OMFG, Draco, I screamed, having an orgasm. We stated Frenching passively. Suddenly, ... I fell asleep. Hey, don't do that. That's the man's job. I started having a dream. In it, a black guy was shooting two gothic men with long black hair. No, please don't fucking kill us, one, they pleaded, but he just kept shooting them. He ran away in a red car. So I guess he's Fred Flintstoning it, and he's in the car, and he's running in order to power the car. No, oh my fucking god, 1-1, I shouted in a scared voice. Ebony, what's wrong? Draco asked me as I woke up, opening my icy blue eyes. Unnecessary detail there. We know your eyes are blue, but sometimes they're red, but now they're blue again. I started to cry and tears of blood went down my face. I told Draco to call Vampire. He did it with his Blake Lincoln Park mobile. You heard that right, folks. Hogwarts now has a cell phone service. Isn't that great? But, as in a but, The worst thing was who the people who were shot in the dream were. ... Lucian and Sirius 111. Well, at least I didn't get as upset as I did the last time. Anyways, until next time, you've been watching GibdeSpeak, and I have been the Gibde. Have a great weekend.